reaction to what if Thrawn was a Jedi. Like always, the channel will be in the description below. As always.
Let's begin today's story on Chila, where the Republic, for the first time in thousands of years, has just made contact with the Chiss Ascendancy. Grandmaster Yoda of the Jedi Order and Chancellor flew to the unknown regions in order to meet with these people. Yoda approaches the Chiss with open arms, hoping to extend the ideals of democracy and cooperation. However, negotiations quickly reveal that the Chiss have little interest in joining the Republic. The Chiss are advanced but peaceful people, and don't want to extend any ideas of distrust and ill will towards the Republic. They wish to remain independent and rule their own territory, but want to ensure friendly terms. Though they decline the Republic's offer of allegiance, they offer a gesture of goodwill. They send a promising individual to undergo Jedi training as a sign of respect and to further foster positive relations. This individual is Thrawn, a young Chiss who displays an uncanny understanding of the Force. Yoda and the Chancellor accept their unwillingness to join the Republic.
I'm back. Did you wash your hands down, Joe? Yes. Better. I'll be back again. Okay, I'm back for the third time now.
And they go their separate ways, returning to Coruscant with the child. At this point, the Jedi do not understand the significance of the boy they have just received, and believe him to be like any other youngling. As a boy, he showed a strong affinity for the Force, and it was clear that he had the potential to become a very powerful Jedi. After Thrawn completed his youngling training, it is decided that Mace Windu will be his Jedi Master. Windu was a master of emotions, and receiving a boy of an unknown species, the Order wanted to ensure that extra care was taken. Under the mentorship of Windu, Thrawn undergoes rigorous training. Thrawn's training began with the basics, as any Jedi apprentice would. Mace Windu emphasized the importance of meditation, discipline, and the understanding of the Force. Windu recognizes Thrawn's unique talents and focuses on developing his connection to the Force. Thrawn's analytical mind and strategic insights flourish under Windu's guidance, and he learns to wield a lightsaber with exceptional skills. Lightsaber combat was an essential component of Thrawn's apprenticeship. Windu's own expertise with the lightsaber was legendary, and he imparted his knowledge to Thrawn with precision and care. Windu would teach Thrawn to wield Form 7, and by extension, become proficient with Vapod. Vapod was a variant of Form 7 that Windu created by himself in order to render a darkside user's energy useless. Under Windu, Thrawn learned everything about the galaxy and how to survive in it. He was a force to be reckoned with. When the time came, Thrawn decided to not take on an apprentice of his own, as he wanted to spend his time studying the Force and war, learning how to become the most intelligent and wise leader possible, before instilling his knowledge in another. When Thrawn was 37 years old, the Clone Wars erupted around the galaxy. For some time, Thrawn had an uncomfortable feeling as he sensed war looming above. His suspicions were correct. This was when Thrawn's unique talent flourished. His innate gift for strategy, combined with his proficient understanding of warfare, made him an unparalleled asset to the Jedi Order and the Republic Navy. Under Thrawn's guidance, the Jedi found themselves victorious time and time again, and the Separatist threat was significantly diminished compared to the events of the standard timeline. Within the space of months, Thrawn found himself anonymously regarded as the best Jedi General that the Order had, and without him, they would surely be in a far dire position. Every Jedi in the Order wished to fight alongside him in battle, as it was believed to be an assured victory. He often partook in battles with Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Pairing with Anakin was a simple choice. He was the chosen one, and was ultimately the one who would bring balance to the Force. Together, they would destroy Palpatine's plans of ruling the galaxy. Thrawn was an error in Palpatine's long calculations. He never expected that there would be someone like him who posed such a catastrophic threat to his ascendancy. But Thrawn had the potential to undermine and even figure out his plans. Sidious quickly decided that he needed to remove him. It was too great a risk to take him on in one-to-one combat, so instead, he would employ a far more deadly tactic to get rid of the Chiss Jedi. Palpatine ventures to the unknown regions in search of a new ally, the Grisk. The Grisk are a formidable and deadly alien species who reside in the unknown regions. Known for their aggressive and military nature, the Grisk seek to conquer and subjugate other civilizations for their own gain. They possess advanced technology and a vast empire, utilizing their power to dominate lesser species and expand their empire. Palpatine needed this in order to draw Thrawn away from the Jedi so that he could implement his plans for the destruction of the Order. He appeals to them as the Dark Lord of the Sith, a reputation that carries fear and power. He offers the Grisk a tempting proposition. He will ensure that they vanquish the Chiss Ascendancy, their most powerful rival, and with it, secure absolute control over the unknown regions. In return, the Grisk will pledge their loyalty to his empire once it overthrows the Republic. It was an offer that was far too great to turn down, but also an offer that Palpatine had no intention of keeping. Once he had control of the Republic, he would sever the alliance and invade the unknown regions. With the aid of the Separatist forces, the Grisk leader, Nuso Ezra, wages war on the Chiss Ascendancy. The Grisk were known for outnumbering their enemy. Their brutal and savagery way of fighting led to an absolute mutilization of their enemy. The Chiss were in grave danger, and they couldn't possibly hold off their foes alone. Their leaders came to a vote and decided to ask the Republic for help, because if they didn't, they would surely perish, explaining that if they protect them from this threat, then they will graciously join the Republic. The Jedi Order regrettably responded that they had already spread their forces too wide and couldn't extend even further into a territory that was too unknown to them. This left the Chiss sitting ducks, as they had no other alternative. In a final plea, the Ascendancy personally contacted Thrawn, whom they had given to the Jedi only a few decades prior. Perhaps he could help them. Thrawn grew increasingly annoyed at the Council. For this decision, the Chiss Ascendancy was gigantic and had billions of people. Through the Republic's denial of help, they had practically sentenced them to death. The thought of his people dying brought Thrawn immense sadness and determination. It was against the Jedi teachings to let the people you know you can save die. Thrawn was slowly becoming disillusioned by the current era of Jedi. He wouldn't allow this to happen. Taking his fleet, he went to the unknown regions to assist his people in combat, along with his clone troopers. He was undoubtedly disobeying direct orders from the Council on such a large scale, a decision that could cost him his position in the Jedi Order. Thrawn engages the Grisk alongside the entire Chiss Ascendancy army. The war is absolutely gigantic, covering all corners of the unknown regions. The two most powerful forces in the unknown regions are at war. Thrawn hadn't expected to find such a large Chiss army. He wondered why they even needed Jedi assistance. This was until the Grisk's military force, which was even bigger. The war raged on for months, and Thrawn was no longer pivotal in the Clone War, and they struggled to push their enemy back. It was relatively even, as they would win some battles but lose other crucial positions. Around this time, Palpatine upped his manipulation of Anakin Skywalker. He had reached his final steps of his plan, and with Thrawn out of the picture, he would implement everything now. He planted dreams of Padme dying in childbirth in Anakin, causing him to slowly bury himself in turmoil. When he searched for any clues to save her, Palpatine was right there, telling him the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise and his cunning cure to immortality. Everything was going exactly as he had planned. During this time, as the war progressed in the unknown regions, Thrawn becomes increasingly disillusioned and absolutely aware that something was incredibly wrong. His senses were completely distorted as he struggled to come to terms with what had happened. He gains the feeling that this war was never ending, but gets an even stronger feeling that this war in the unknown regions is never meant to end. It is only a distraction. Thrawn meditated on these thoughts. During the Clone War, Thrawn had been the best general the Order had. It isn't that much of a stretch to believe that someone would lure him away from the fight, and Thrawn's arrogance would surely believe it. He's been made a fool of, his compassion used against him. Since his absence, the Separatists have made more ground, capturing Ryloth and Geonosis, as well as winning the siege of Christophsis. Something wasn't right. These thoughts played through his head constantly. For days on end, this was all he could think about. There was a quiet, looming feeling that darkness was taking control. Word reaches Thrawn and his fleet that Dooku had been murdered on Coruscant by none other than Anakin Skywalker. This was clearly the beginning of the end. Clearly the end of the Clone War. Thrawn's men cheered with approval, as they knew they were on the verge of winning the war. But Thrawn was skeptical. He decides that after months of fighting, it is time to leave his people and return to Coruscant. He needed to get these ideas thwarted from his brain before they destroyed him. Thrawn returns to Coruscant at the optimal time, landing in the hangar bay and caught Anakin talking to Mace when he was explaining that Palpatine was the Sith Lord. Palpatine had been waiting until he knew Thrawn was out of the Republic to set his plan in motion. He didn't expect him to return so early. The Chancellor had revealed his identity to Anakin, believing now was the perfect time, with Thrawn in the unknown regions and Yoda off-world. As Thrawn arrived to witness the conversation, he would interject with his own opinions. Prominently, when Mace rejects Anakin's plea to join him in confronting the Chancellor, Thrawn would explain to Windu that by allowing him to join them, they would be expressing their trust in the Jedi and faith that he will do what is right, but most importantly, allowing him to fulfill his chosen one prophecy of destroying the Sith and bringing balance to the Force. Reluctantly, Mace Windu agrees and he goes along with Anakin, Thrawn, Kit Fisto, Agen Kolar, and Saesee Tiin as they march for the Chancellor's office. Entering with determination, they read Palpatine his rights and explain that he will forfeit himself to the Jedi Council. With a snarl, he rises to his feet and ignites his lightsaber, explaining that they have chosen treason. He first slices down Agen Kolar and Saesee Tiin before redirecting his attacks to the others. He was most concerned with Thrawn's appearance, knowing the power he held. As Palpatine swung his blade, he was careful to not deliver fatal blows at Anakin, as he still wished for the boy to join his side. As Thrawn lunged with his lightsaber, Palpatine swiftly defended, but overestimated the strength of Thrawn's attack, causing the grip on his lightsaber to weaken. This gave Anakin the opportunity to thrust his blade with all of his might, piercing Palpatine's defenses and stabbing him through the heart. The Sith Lord was defeated. Anakin had completed his destiny and killed the Sith Lord, ending the Darkside's reign and restoring peace to the galaxy. Simultaneously, in the unknown regions, the Grisk met a swift end after reinforcements arrived. The Republic could now send their forces after the defeat of the Separatists. With the Grisk threat vanquished, and the Chiss Ascendancy's survival assured, a newfound era of cooperation blossomed in the galaxy. The Chiss, having witnessed Thrawn's valor and the Jedi's unwavering commitment, made a historical decision as their decline in the past almost wiped them out. The Chiss Ascendancy chose to align themselves with the Galactic Republic, forging a bond that bridged the divide between their two different cultures and the broader galactic community. For the first time in the Order's history, they had a strong connection and bond to the unknown regions. It wouldn't be long until allies of the Chiss decided to join the Republic too. Back on Coruscant, the news of Palpatine's true identity became known. Mon Mothma was elected as the new Supreme Chancellor, and her first move was to give the title of Senator to representatives from the Chiss Ascendancy. Thrawn was hailed as a hero of the Republic alongside Anakin Skywalker. Although Thrawn disobeyed orders, the Republic would not have won the war without his decisive choice to leave the battle in the unknown regions. Anakin had fulfilled his prophecy of defeating the Sith when he killed Sidious in his office. After the war's conclusion, Thrawn decided it was time to adopt a Padawan learner so that he could instill his knowledge into the next generation of Jedi. Thrawn chose a young Force sensitive from his own home world of Chilla to be his apprentice, further expanding the bond between the Jedi and Chiss Ascendancy. The galaxy was safe and at rest until a new enemy emerged from the shadows. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate the support on the recent videos. For those of you still watching, we are thinking of starting merch. Let us know what you think of this in the comments below. And as always, may the Force be with you.